What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, I'm Johnny Rodriguez. You're watching Exhaust Note channel. As usual, you guys can always follow me at Exhaust Note channel on Instagram, Facebook, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button. Share the video. Let me know what you think if you enjoy the video. Today we're going to get into it pretty quickly. Sorry, no intros today. We're going to get right down deep and dirty. As the title reads, we're going to do some work on the car. I'm going to get rid of the intakes, and we're gonna go back to stock. That's right. I'm gonna show you the steps how to do it. It's actually a very easy process. So no further ado, guys, let's get into it. So I'm gonna mention one thing. If you guys follow me on Instagram, yeah, you see it right here. It's damaged. It's damaged. It got broken. Let me show you here. It's actually dangling. Look at this. There's some rivets. There's like 5 or 6 rivets on each side that hold it pretty good. It actually pulled hard enough to actually pop my bumper right here, but I did pop it back in. I know what you're thinking. Johnny, your car is disgusting. It's dirty. There's bugs everywhere. Yes, it is. I don't get to clean it as much because, as you guys know, yeah, I did close my business, so now I do work again, and I don't have the free time to clean the car as much. But I'm going to have to replace this. So if anybody wants to do a sponsorship for me, that would be absolutely fantastic if I can get a sponsorship. I'd love to get a sponsorship from a guy who makes these, and I'll do a great video, an install video and everything for you. You guys hook me up. You know anybody looking to do a sponsorship? Any of you companies out there selling those things? It'd be great. But I'm going to show you why we actually have to change this these intakes. Lately I've been getting the infamous cell light, guys. Let's turn it on. When I turn it on, I'm not gonna start it right now because I got those tools sitting on the edge there. This does not go away. It's been intermittent. I've checked the codes already. It's no major deal. Actually, as a matter of fact, I might actually, maybe I'll turn this on. Maybe I'll move those tools real quick. Turn this on and I'll show you what the codes read out. So give me a minute. I got my tablet right here. I got my plug. I'll plug it in. I'll show you the codes. I already looked them up. I know what they mean, but I'll show them to you guys. All right, so I'm logging in here. This boot mod, this software, so many updates. Well, there's a lot of glare. You can see me clearly on this side. This thing has so many updates, man. I got to get through these updates, and I'll be right back, guys. Let me get this thing logged in for us. All right, guys, so we're in the menu. Everything's loaded up. As you can see, boot mod down here. I know it's glaring pretty bad, but it shows vehicle is up and connected, so we're good to go. You log into boot mod 3. You go over to your menu and go into the diagnostic screen, and as you can see, you have the read mode right here. So you can read all your trouble codes. You can do learn adaptations if you guys don't know how to use any of this stuff. You can actually open and close your exhaust valves. They've done so many updates to this. Just, you know, so many people had so many questions, so now they have all the warnings and settings letting you know if the engine needs to be on or not. It tells you, hey, operation with motor running is acceptable if you want to adjust your flaps. Mine are set to auto. I don't want them open all the time, but I do have in the tune that when the car is in Sport Plus and Sport, they're open all the time. There's no auto in that fashion, but just on the startup, I don't want them open. So my active sound, I think my active sound is disabled, so I don't have it disabled or enabled, I should say, so I don't hear the active sound. But we're gonna read the codes. Obviously, I'm getting codes because I do have the light on. So we're gonna click read. It takes a minute. Hey guys, don't forget to shop exhaustnote.com. Support a brother. I could use the support. Help the channel out. Get you some cool hats. I got a few different colors, shirts. Nothing major yet. We're not a huge monster channel yet, so just a little support helps. As you can see, if some of you guys see those codes, hopefully it focuses good on that. Let me see if there we go. You see those codes? And if I mess with the sensors, kind of unplug them and plug them back in, it actually helps with the light, but this ends up coming back. I'm gonna see if it's because of these intakes. I've had them on for a while. I don't know if maybe the sensors are bad inside there, but we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna put the stock ones back on to see if that's the reason why I'm getting this code. I've kind of messed with a lot of the plugs and sensors in there to make sure everything's plugged in good. And this is just me reading on forums why other people are getting these codes. So I'm gonna have to switch these out and go for a drive and see if it comes back. You know, maybe the same day, another day. When I cleared it about 3 or 4 days ago, it was all good for about 3 or 4 days, and then yesterday I left home from work. As soon as I turned the car on, go get gas again, it popped back on. So I knew it was that same code. But either way, let me go outside and we'll go over what you need to get all this done. This is whether you're installing the stock ones or if you're putting some aftermarkets on. So we'll go over some of the steps. All right, so we're back outside the car, and I am sweating like a madman right now because sitting in the car in the garage is super, super hot. So a few things you need, pretty easy. I do have a screwdriver here. That is to loosen up the clamps, of course. I had to buy a couple different ones. So the ones that came with the intakes I've had, these are Phillips, so I'll have to use a Phillips for those. And then the ones, I had to buy some new ones. For some reason, I've uninstalled and installed this a few times on both my other two M4s and on this car. So I had to replace this. This one ended up being pretty bad. And I think I got 2 new ones down there. I was trying to take them out last time, and I think I broke the clamp, so not a good thing. But to go over some of the tools, Phillips here, you'll need a 13 millimeter, a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter is just for these plastic pieces up top to release those, and also the 10 millimeter you can use right here to unloose this to take. That's one of the bolts to take the brace off. The 13 millimeter is so you can get all these bolts. There's a few underneath there, a few underneath here, and then on my intakes I have this one. I don't know if all systems have this, but I think a lot of them do. I think even like the BMS uses this, and I'm not sure if the front mounts kind of use that. I've never used the front mounts, but I know the front mounts, they go through that little hole down there to connect to it. So, and then got to unplug these bad boys right here. They all need to be unplugged. They're pretty easy. They're just little clamps. They slide out. They have a little clip in there. Kind of hard for me to do with the camera, but there you go. That's kind of it. That gets removed. I'll probably clean those out, making sure that's not the issue. This one here unplugs as well too. See if I can get it without a screwdriver. There it is. That's unplugged. This actually reroutes with these intakes. The stock intakes, this needs to be like over here. It's like more over here on the stock intake. So when I take this out, you got to take these out. These are Allen keys that come with this intake, and here's my stock ones. I actually used my little shop vac over there in the side because these been sitting in the garage for a minute, so I needed to clean these out pretty good. So I vacuumed them in to make sure the part that goes into the car past the filter was clean. So the stock ones, they go right in here, and these are those little star torque screws right there. So I have a little torque screw wrench up there as well too. You got them on this side. They can only go one way. When you put them in, it fits one way, so that's a good thing. These I've already moved that secondary filter, so there's one filter in those. A lot of people do that. That's how you move it right here with one of these. I think it's a 20 is the size. Yeah, T20 is the size you'll use for that. So we'll set that down there. An Allen wrench. It's pretty small. It's a pretty small one you'll use to take it off there. So I'll do that. I'll do that after I get the bolts out. And then this right here is pretty easy. These are usually hand tight. These here are hand tight, so I should be able to. Yep, that one was good. That one was easy, and that one was pretty easy. So let's do it. I do have a rag here. I did wipe this down. My engine was so filthy, guys. So I'll show you right here. This one should be easy. Nope. Yep, there it is. There it is. And the last one right here, there it is. Pretty easy to do. So all they do, they're just slid up in there. This little corner right here is in there. Now, you can take this off if you want. I actually do not. I kind of just pop this out and I just kind of like spin this around. I spin it around, see? Just kind of lift it up a little bit over this, spin it around to the side. You don't have to worry about taking it out. And there's your 3 bolts right there. That's your 3 bolts to take it off. And then you have 3 more here. So let me pop this one out. Get that over there. So you just kind of lift it up slightly so you get it over that piece and you're good to go. There's your 3 bolts inside there. So I got to take all these off here. I'm gonna have to undo this one and then undo that one. That's the 10 mil, so I'll have to use that 10 mil again down there. And that's pretty much it. And we'll reroute this when we get them on. We'll put them on here. So just give me a minute. I'm gonna get this off here. We'll be back, guys. So now it's off to switching this out. We got to get the sensors off here and we got to get them attached to here. So now obviously you want to put the same sensor to the same unit that it's going to go on the side. I don't know if they're even interchangeable. They probably are. I have no idea if they are or they aren't. So that's why I put them like this one next to that one, this one next to this one. So I'll basically grab my little Allen wrench. I'll take these off real quick and I'll swap those out. Alright, so I got the sensors back on. They're tightened, they were clean, looking good. So as you can see, remember this plug was over here? Now it's got to be rerouted because it's over here instead of on this side. So it's on the right side of that tube right here. So you got to remember that. It's going to just slide in there. This one's actually the easier one. Just got to make sure this piece here, you make sure it just goes down into the slot here, and then you're good to go. Aligning it, so it's no big deal there. So let me get that back on and I'll be right back. So we run into one little small problem. Now I don't know if it's a real problem. So you see I plugged everything in, you got the plugs in, I got that back on, this is popped in place. This takes a second to prop back in to make sure it's on good so you can clamp it and tighten it down, so no big deal there. But I'm missing a piece here. That rubber piece, there's like a little rubber piece that goes here that clamps to here, and I think it avoids a lot of this vibration. To be honest with you, it's like not really sure if that's going to be a problem. I hope not. It probably shouldn't be, but I'm sure it was designed to just kind of minimize any vibration or anything. So maybe I can get another piece somewhere, see if I can order one or something. So let's move on. I'm going to move on to put this box on, so I'll be back shortly. Basically, you just got to, not too difficult. I'll remove that rag. That props in there. This piece pops into here. And then you just basically just tighten it down, screw it up. Has a couple rubber grommets. I lost one. There's one missing right here. So I don't have this grommet. I only have that one. That one I lost. Oh man, I don't even know how long ago I lost that one. But I think it was the very first time I swapped the intakes in and out when I first got the car. So I've been back and forth to stock intakes and regular intakes many times. I've switched them back and forth. Usually, I'm surprised I kept them during the summer, because usually in the summer I switch these back because the hot air just doesn't do well with the heat. So I always have really high intake temps, so I usually switch them. So I'm going to switch them back now because it's been hot every day, humid, and plus I've been getting that cell. So I'm going to see if this helps it. And car should probably be running a little bit cooler now since I'm putting the stock ones in. So let me get to those and then I'll be back. Alright boys and girls, this is back on. This one's kind of a little tricky because getting to that, you need to tighten this down before you connect these two, or else it's just real hard to get to that if you don't have really kind of proper kind of tools. Using a regular screwdriver, I got to do that first. Then it's a tight fit to get this on together. You got to kind of squeeze this off out the way to get this slid down inside, but once it locks in the box, airbox bottom and on the pieces, plug everything in, tighten this down, it's good to go. Now let's get the brace on. Alright, so the brace is on. Bolts, bolt, bolt, 3 bolts, and 3 bolts. They're all tightened down pretty good. Everything's set. Got this in place, plugged in. Everything's in there, so looks good. So we'll just basically spin these bad boys back around. I'm gonna have to let go of this camera because I got to slide that back in. It's gonna take 2 hands to do. I'll spin this one around because I got to kind of angle it in the bottom of that. So I'll get those back in. We'll tighten those down and then we'll start her up. All right, looks like everything's tightened down, both sides. Pretty easy. Looking good. I'm worried about this a little bit, but I think we'll be all right. Key in there, yep, key's right there. Engine light. Engine light gone. We got no engine light, bro. I'm sweating like crazy over here, though. That cold start, inefficient. Let's see what we got. It actually doesn't vibrate a lot, so that's kind of a good thing. It's not bad. It's good. I think we should shut the hood. Let's go for a little drive. Windows up. Gonna do a real pull here. 40 miles an hour. Felt good. Of course, intake temps went up, only to 102 though, so that's not bad. And engine is definitely warmed up now a little bit, so. Do one more here, 40 miles an hour. Bad. Feels real good. The torque feels really good right now. I don't know. I think these, IATs just went up a couple degrees. Slow it down. Let's see how hot they get now. Let's roll the windows down because I don't have the AC on. Let's get some distance here because we'll catch up real quick. Just want to do one more quick pull. Sits at 106. Yeah, it hasn't gone up. Alright, so I know there's a lot of glare, so it's probably hard to see this, but 113 is the intake temps. It looks like that's probably might be as high as I got. That's the highest I can get them, and now sitting here they'll probably go up. That's why I stopped with the engine running, because to see how hot they'll get. But they're just sitting in the teens, and that's not too bad, being 80 to 88, 89 degrees. Pushing the car pretty hard, doing a couple pulls to see how hot they'll get. But I think that the stock intakes, they just do a much better job of keeping it cool, man. Those pulls, that third gear now, it felt so good. That was really pulling hard. And obviously I drive this car every single day. It gets it gets driven all the time, so I definitely can feel the difference when the car feels different and something's wrong or something's going good. So it's definitely running real good with the intakes. We'll see how it goes with the light. You know, if the sensors go on again, maybe it's a different sensor. I don't know. If you guys know what those are for, you know, I read a lot of forums that has to do something with, you know, some of the sensors on the air intakes. So let's hope that that this fixes it. Maybe those aftermarket intakes weren't getting the right amount of air, or just they were just running hot or something, setting the sensors off. So yeah, sitting here, definitely I got the AC running now, so it's going to get a little hotter. This temps are up to 117. I imagine they'll probably go up now because I'm just sitting here, but as soon as I drive off, they'll probably cool. Or I forget what temperature the car fans turn on automatically. I think, I'm not sure. If you guys know, comment below. I forget what temperature they turn on high, or both fans turn on or something to cool the engine back down. But I've sat in a spot long enough to where I've seen that temp go up, and then like when I go to the track, and then it'll start to go back down a few degrees. I think those fans just kick on to cool it off more. I'm usually not running the air conditioning too. I'm assuming that's working the engine a little bit more, so I think that's maybe why it went up some. But listen, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, share it, don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate everybody. Don't forget, if you get the chance, shopexhaustnote.com. Help my channel grow, help support me. I had one business go down because of COVID. I don't want this one to go down. Obviously this one's a little different. It's just me having fun. So in the meantime, I'll do my everyday job just like I got to. We got to earn a living until hopefully I get enough support from you guys to grow the channel and get bigger. And I appreciate everybody. You guys give me a lot of good feedback. Some people give me some great feedback, and I try to listen to that feedback. Hopefully it helps the channel grow, makes the rest of you guys enjoy more videos and bring you more content. I do got to bring more content. I've been so busy with this new job, so it's hard to get as much free time as I had prior when I had my own business. But I promise you, I'm going to bring you some more content, as much free time as I can get. I'll make some videos, just some quick ones to keep you guys up to date what's going on with me. Again, I still got to decide what's going on with this car. I seen that video, I saw that post on Facebook in a BMW group. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this, because I'm going to post this video in the group. I'm sure you guys seen it in the group. He got to check out the new M3. He did his little quick review of it. Obviously, I don't think he could get real photos of it, but he did talk about it. He did mention the grill. It's got that grill. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm going to judge it when I see it in person. It could grow on me. I got till December. I can push this lease out a little further. I think you can go a couple more months past your lease, just to extend it, and I might have to anyway. I'm not sure when they're going to start production of the new one, so we'll look at that further. But either way, we'll figure it out between now and then. Maybe we'll get something different. I've been looking at a few options. Let me know what you guys think. I have been mulling over, possibly maybe I'll go R8 this time. V10, of course. I want to get a V10. Huracan, it might be out of the question right now. That just might be out of reach for me, financially. But a nice pre-owned used R8. I know it's not as fast as this, but it's just something different to drive around. If not, maybe Porsche. I don't know. We'll see. I know somebody mentioned GTR. Honestly, guys, I'm not a big fan of Nissan GTRs. They're fast cars, but I tried one time on a drive, and it just wasn't comfortable with me, and it felt Nissan. It feels every bit of it, and it's just not my thing. But they're big power cars. You can do a lot of stuff to them, but just as a daily, I don't think it's a daily for me. I'm not that. It's just not the right car for me. But comment below what you guys think. What maybe I should get into. A lot of people said I should keep this car, and honestly, I absolutely love this car. I have no regrets on buying. This is one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. And I love the M4s as well too, but as I said, my son got bigger. It was just easier to get a 4-door version, and they were running really good specials at the time on the M3s. They had some real good residuals on the lease, so as when I used to work there, I definitely had to get me one. So had a lot less payment on this, which cost more than on my M4, which cost less. So that's how much better it was. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. Again, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next go around. Thank you.